Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's what we've been waiting for. We finally get confirmation on the LCF's powertrain, the twin turbo V8. But before we hop into that, we're gonna talk about a new subscription service Toyota and Lexus is rolling out. And then we'll also briefly talk about why Lexus is the best automaker for luxury vehicles in the world. I'll see you on the other side after you smash that like button, subscribe for more Toyota and Lexus news and reviews, and let's get into it. Over at BBC News, man killed by Lexus car being remotely started. A New York man has died after being crushed by an empty car accidentally started by remote control. Michael Kisanovich, 21, had been standing in two parked Lexus IS 300s on 6th of December. One of them was remotely started by its owner. The car rolled forward and he was pinned between two vehicles. Bystanders tried to push them apart, but as they did so, the car rolled forward and crushed him again. Michael was taken to the hospital with severe trauma to his torso and legs, and he died of his injuries a day later. He was actually intending to buy one of the vehicles that ended up killing him. A Lexus spokesperson said, "Our deepest sympathy goes out to the family and friends of Michael Kisanovich." And then Toyota added, Lexus did not offer a factory installed remote start in the 2002 IS car model. Remote start's a very nice thing, but just keep in mind it can have fatal consequences, unfortunately. Let's move on to some a little bit brighter news. This article over at automobilemag.com is phenomenal. I could spend about an hour diving into all the great stories they have about the Takumi craftsmanship, especially that goes into the LS 500. But I'll just share one story here. If you guys are a big fan of the luxury brand, please click the link in the description so you can read more about it. Yuko Shimizu works at a small Senkyo Limited studio in the beauteous Japanese city of Kyoto. Her specialty is hand pleating wedding dresses. When Lexus found out about it, they had to employ her because they knew that she would be the perfect candidate to blend Japanese style and luxury into their vehicle. So she was transitioning from bridal gowns to cars, and it was not easy. It took her 4 years to perfect the special origami-like technique required to deliver the complex L motif pattern. She ultimately succeeded though, and it was no surprise. She's a Takumi, a master artisan in the traditional Japanese mold. Today, each of her pleated panels requires 3 days of demanding hands-on to produce. So there are about 6 sweet little Japanese ladies working on these pleated interiors for the LS, and they only receive about 60 cars worth of panels every single month. And then here is just a great example of what it looks like, and that's her herself, Yuko Shimizu. Beautiful, beautiful. She is an absolute artisan, and of course Lexus is happy to feature her work inside of their cars. Over at the Global Toyota Newsroom, Toyota adds 16 models to its Kento 1 lineup in Japan, the Passo, Rumi, and Tank. Trials for used car Kento service to be conducted from January 2020. This is essentially a subscription leasing service, and we're going to dive deep into which cars it does entail. So you see some Toyota models, the Passo, which we don't see here in America, the Corolla, the Camry, and the Yaris. And then the Lexus models starting in January, you'll see the LX, and the RX. Now I looked at pricing for these things. This is all inclusive, so it includes insurance, registration, all of that. You're looking at about $700 a month for the UX, then up to around $2,000 for the LS. Now they have 6 different programs. Most people are going to be interested in these 2 right here, the Kento 1. It's a subscription service that allows subscribers to drive a single model over the duration of the contract. And the Kento Flex is a subscription service that allows subscribers to drive multiple models over the duration of the contract. So it's just a very, very flexible way for people to get into more models. Now what's really important here is global rollout. Kento is currently being rolled out in France, Italy, and other parts of Europe, Thailand, Indonesia, and other parts of Asia. In addition, the brand name of all Toyota mobility services in operation around the world will gradually be changed to Kento. More specifically, 6 mobility services will be named, and we just talked about that. But this is huge. This is Toyota's plan, I guess, one of their sneaky plans to draw people into the brand. It's very alluring. You don't have to be tied to a specific vehicle, and this will allow them to keep their pre-owned inventory keep moving as well. So really exciting times. I hope this eventually makes it to America. It might not be called Kento. I think it would be cool, but we'll see what the future has in store for this type of subscription-based leasing. Now what you guys all been waiting for. Over at CarBuzz, Lexus quietly makes the major V8 announcement that we've been waiting for. We know the 5 liter is going to be replaced. Now this article, you're welcome to read it. I'll put in the link. I went straight to the source, which is over at the ToyotaGazooRacing.com. Toyota Gazoo Racing to compete with Lexus LC in the 24 Hours of Nürburgring 2020 for the 3rd year. And it's not going to have the 5 liter V8. Oh no, it's going to have something much better. In 2020, the team will use what it has learned through these hard experiences, which they're just talking about, lots of pit stops in the previous years, and aim to complete the race without any trouble by adopting a variety of new technologies, including a newly developed V8 twin-turbo engine destined for use on future road cars such as sports cars. Toyota Gazoo Racing will conduct activities to refine people and refine cars in pursuit of making ever better cars. So there you have it. They have officially announced the V8 twin turbo. It will be coming to sports cars and road cars. I will see you guys at the camera, and we're going to deep dive into my thoughts and how we're going to see this infect and get into the Lexus lineup. Twin turbo V8. Oh, finally, guys. Finally, you've been waiting for it just as long as I have. At least anything on the LCF or anything on this new power plant Lexus has been working on, which seems like forever, at least has been rumored forever. We finally get confirmation, and we will see it actually working in a car for this Nürburgring race that's coming up. It was nice to hear them say that it will come to the Lexus lineup. I have no idea if this information is supposed to be intentional. You think they would announce it a little bit more enthusiastically? Maybe the technology quite isn't ready, but the fact that they said like, oh, we had lots of issues last year because in the previous years, lots of pit stops, lots of technical issues that we had to fix on cars. They're like, well, this twin turbo V8, that's gonna fix most of the problems that we had. So that is super exciting to hear. They have a better motor. What vehicles are we gonna see this in? Because this single motor will allow them to compete with the BMW and the Mercedes high-end motors. First thing that comes to mind is obviously the LCF. This vehicle could potentially come out this year now. That is a possibility. Have we heard anything about it? No, we haven't. We just have heard rumors. This is going to be in racing form this year. Is really good news that we could see it in the LCF as soon as this year in a production model. Even though we just got news that, oh, they're gonna delay the LCF to 2023 because they're gonna take out the rear seats and modify a couple things. Well, this is the biggest component to the LCF is the motor, right? How hard is it to take out a couple seats? The fact that they're bringing this to a racing event is really good news. I think it's probably ready for prime time at this point. Okay, LCF aside, what else are we gonna see it in? Well, probably the LSF if they ever make it. I think this would be a perfect motor to bring the LS straight up performance competitor to the high-end S-Class and the high-end 7 Series. The LX600, I would love for this motor to be standard in it. Would that increase the price of the vehicle? Possibly. Maybe they're able to, with the new TNGA platform on the Land Cruiser, essentially the LX, maybe that reduces costs and it might allow them to put this twin turbo V8 in the LX without much price increase for that particular model. Of course, it would also be eventually put into the RCF, and if the GSF ever stays around, maybe it would be put into that as well. But this is just really exciting. Oh, of course it would be put into the upcoming LF1 limitless concept vehicle. We don't know what it's called, possibly the LQ. That would be a perfect match for this motor. Is that high end, super high performance Lexus SUV, luxury SUV that would compete with like the Lamborghini Urus. But that's a lot of speculating, guys. I will see you guys in the comments. We'll talk a lot about this because this is what a lot of us have been waiting for. Any sort of juicy information like this from Lexus and Toyota is worth making a video on because it's just so exciting for me and I'm sure for you guys as well. But Patreon supporters, you guys kick butt. Happy holidays to all you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace out.